Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about one of the most practical ways that you can apply elements of mental skills training to your riding. So being aware by now that most mountain bikers now recognize how important the mental side of their riding is, but perhaps lack the tools to bring all of this abstract psychological knowledge and concepts down into the physical realm to actually use on the bike. I wanted to make a quick video going over, one of the most practical and powerful ways that you as a rider can start to increase your motivation, decrease mental interference, build confidence, and make wiser decisions. Okay, so one way that I'll do that with riders is through a tool that we call the Mental Skills Journal. This is a super simple, super cheap pocket journal, or even a notes page in your phone if you're too cool to carry around one of these. But the way it works is that it helps us choose appropriate objectives, go out on our ride with a plan, and then refocus during our ride as any mental interference comes along. After the ride, we'll use it to keep our focus on building self-belief and avoid getting stuck in any ruminating cycles where we're focusing solely on what's not happening for us. Before we get into it, just wanted to go over quickly, what is this mental interference I'm talking about? Mental interference is any thoughts, internal dialogue, feelings, beliefs that take away from our ability to access our full potential and focus our energy in the present on using the skills we have. It's a little bit like if I'm a really good navigator, I've got an awesome sense of direction. Doesn't matter how good my sense of direction is, if a cloud drifts over the mountain and all of a sudden I find myself in a whiteout, got no GPS, no compass, all of a sudden that potential, that skill of navigating is pretty useless because of the cloud, the interference. Same thing with mental interference. It doesn't matter how physically talented I am, technically skilled I am. If I get mental interference coming in, it's going to take away from my ability to use that. Okay, so let's go through how we can use the Mental Skills Journal here. We're going to start with step one. You see in the first page of my journal here, I've got a couple of things jotted down. Step one is our objective. And this is a little bit like setting the destination in our GPS. It gives us direction, gives us a path that we're planning on getting to at some stage in the future. Okay, it's really important that this objective comes from intrinsic motivation. We're doing it because we feel like it would be a fun goal, a fun objective for us to meet. We feel like going out on this challenge excites us, it motivates us. We're not doing it because we feel like we should be able to ride this thing, or we feel like our buddies will be super impressed if we ride this thing, or we want to get a sick photo on Instagram to impress everyone. Those are all kind of ego or outcome related goals. We want to keep our objective on task-focused motivation. Okay, so following along with that, this objective, it should be just a little bit out of our reach. Like I said before, it should stretch us, but it shouldn't stress us. So the more meaningful, the more exciting, the more we care about this goal, the better it's going to work. And the more measurable it is, the better we can hold ourselves accountable and actually get into it. So for an example, my objective could be to feel confident and in control when hitting the drop on the airplane mode trail by the end of September this year. Okay, so that's measurable. Have I hit it? Have I felt confident and in control? Did I do it before September? Cool. So that's my objective. Now let's break that down. Step two is our plan of action. This is where we direct our attention to what we can do in the present. This is really powerful because if we head out just our outcome, just our destination in mind, we often get lost along the way. We might find we come across some interference. By breaking it down into smaller chunks, we can make sure we take manageable steps towards our objective without being consumed by it. Okay, so what we want to do is break down this plan of action to just 2 to 3 skill sets, right? If we've just got one, it's probably not going to keep our attention. We're probably going to get bored. And if we've got more than three, we're going to feel a little bit like it's information overload. We're going into the drop trying to think about 20 things. We're going to get none of them. Okay, so just the three most important skills you can focus on that will help point you towards your objective. For example, my objective of feeling confident and in control when doing the drop on airplane mode, I'm going to focus on exhaling and breathing. I'm going to focus on the actual drop-in technique, the press in and the poking of the bike forward. And I'm also going to focus on looking ahead, looking where I want to go, right? So chunking that down into some shorter cues, it's going to exhale and breathe, press and poke, look ahead. Exhale and breathe, press and poke, look ahead. That's what I'm going to be repeating to myself over and over as I push my bike up to the trailhead or to the start point of the drop there. I'm going to be repeating those cues, starting to give my body some active commands, what I can do, right? So these cues need to be short and sharp, to the point. Usually just 2 or 3 words for each one is a good place to be. Right, and where this plan of action really comes into play is when we start experiencing some interference. Maybe we're out there challenging ourselves. Maybe this drop, maybe it is just really challenging me. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. Maybe I'm not quite feeling it. Maybe I'm getting frustrated, angry, starting to beat myself up. That's where I go back to my plan. I'm like, okay, let's take our focus from what's not happening, from what I'm not doing, and let's think, how was I setting myself up to do this? Right, I need to exhale and breathe, need to focus on that pressing and poking, need to look ahead. Maybe if this drops a little bit too hard for right now, I'm going to go and try this same plan on a slightly easier drop, start to get really comfy, do it at lots of different speeds, then go back. Okay, so not only is the plan great for focusing and planning what we'd like to do, it's also really, really great for refocusing during a ride, because no matter how good we get at operating in the mental realm, we're always going to experience some kind of mental interference, especially when we're in a situation where we apply pressure, whether that be racing, a big group ride, etc., etc. So really powerful tool for refocusing. Cool, so let's say we've gone out, we've done our ride, we've had some fun, we've practiced some drops. After the ride, and this is perhaps one of the most powerful parts of the process that I'm going to say 95% of riders miss, right? Really important. So step 3, and this is on second page in my mental skills journal. You'll see it up on the screen there. Step 3 is our reflection and projection piece. This is where we take a moment to reflect on our ride. We reflect on what went well, and then we project what we can improve or what we will improve upon in our next ride. Okay, so it's all about conditioning our mind to focus and build upon what we're already doing well. There's loads of well-documented scientific studies that state that skill set growth is accelerated when we first identify and then reinforce what we did well. Okay, so it's all just giving ourselves a big pat on the back, just like we do to a buddy, right? And the more detailed this reflection is and the more specific it is, the better we can measure and then repeat that skill. Okay, so simple. Ask myself, what were the 3 most important things I did today that helped me point towards reaching my objective? For example, it could be got myself into a nice calm state before heading out, and then I used breathing to stay grounded and in the present. I used my plan to stay focused and remember the specific components of the drop-in technique. I did a great job at working out how much and when I needed to press at lots of different speeds while I was practicing drops. This is what I did well. That's what I did well. Oh, and I did this well. Okay. Notice how my body language really changes there. I stand up tall. I'm proud of myself, giving myself that pat on the back, right? Now, it's only after we've found 3 things that went well should we allow ourselves to start thinking about what we improve upon. Even if it's been in your head a terrible ride, even if we've had maybe a bit of a setback along the way, I want you to get in the habit of always thinking about 3 things that went well. Could be as simple as, I left the house. I got out in the pouring rain. I gave it a go. I was persistent. Mental or physical, always think about 3 skills, 3 things you did well. Cool. Once we've done that, we're going to think about just one thing. What is the main skill that you'd like to perform better? What was the main skill that you were perhaps struggling with a little bit today? Write down what you can do about it. For example, mine could be, next ride I'll focus on matching the angle of the landing as I poke the bike forward in the air. Then we're going to shorten that down. Might be like, match my landing as the cue. So around 2 to 5 words. We're going to be able to repeat it better when we're out on our next ride. And as you've probably already guessed, this step 4, the improvement phase, goes straight into step 2 of your mental skills journal, your plan on your next ride. Okay, so next ride, one of my skills in my plan is going to be to match the angle of the landing. So we call this the 3-to-1 ratio. We focus on 3 things that are going well, 1 thing we'd like to improve upon. So following this process, as you can probably already see, we start to create this cycle of steady growth where we spend more time thinking about what is happening for us, what we are already doing well, and then what we can do even better. So this keeps us in control. We're the driver of our progression. As you know, when we feel like we're in control of a situation, anxiety, mental interference naturally decreases. So I like to think of this framework, this process, as like a bit of a ladder. It can help us climb out of a cycle of avoidance where we're stuck in kind of circular thoughts, thinking about what's not happening for us, maybe what we're not currently good at in our riding. Setting this plan, this and this objective gives us that ladder to start climbing out of that cycle and start moving forward again. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions about how you can apply this technique in your riding, feel free to leave me a comment below or send me a message on Instagram. You can reach me at @the_mind_mountain. In the coming weeks, we're going to release a whole bunch more videos diving deeper into the subjects of motivation, anxiety, concentration, and confidence. In the meantime, see you out there on the trails. Cheers.